Welcome to episode 3 on our tour of the Mornington Peninsula. I hope you've been enjoying the ride. We're certainly having a lot of fun showing you some of the most spectacular views, luxurious homes and waterfront estates that this region has to offer. But today we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to change gears. We're going to show you the more affordable side of the Mornington Peninsula, the Western Port Bay enclave of suburbs. Suburbs like Baxter, Tyabb, Sommerville and Hastings. But before we do that, have a look around. We're here at Cape Schanck this morning and it's an absolutely beautiful place. A soul-soothing place, somewhere to come and clear your mind. Have a look around, enjoy the view, but don't take too long because we've got work to do. Well, the Mornington Peninsula doesn't all just consist of glorious coastline homes and estates. Today we're going to be taking you through the enclave of the western port side of the Mornington Peninsula with some really affordable suburbs like Baxter, Sommerville, Tyabb, Hastings, maybe even Stony Point if we get the chance. But let's start the show right here in Baxter. We're on the Stony Point train line. This train line runs from Frankston right the way down to Stony Point. Let's get going. Here we are in Baxter, a small little humble town on the inner suburbs of the Mornington Peninsula, surrounded by Sommerville, Frankston South and Langwarrin. It's about 60 k's from Melbourne CBD, 50-minute drive using the Penlink and Monash Freeway, or about an hour 10 along the train service that's provided. So Baxter does have its train line that runs in here. It's a V-line service, the Frankston to Stony Point line. So yeah, about an hour 10 on the train line. One shopping centre here in Baxter. We're here now. This is Baxter Central Shopping Village. It's got everything you need, range of boutique shops, big Woolworths supermarket here as well. There's also the one school here in Baxter, which is Baxter Primary School, but right across the road is the Woodley School, which is a very renowned school here in the Mornington Peninsula. So that's basically it. You've also got the Baxter Tavern Pub, which is a great pub serving fantastic meals and some good entertainment as well. Let's go have a look at some of the real estate. The current medium house price in Baxter is $570,000. It's up from $530,000 in January 2020. It's an 8% increase over the last 12 months, which is a very tidy increase, we must say, considering what we dealt with last year. Your typical home, 3-bedroom home, will rent for around $450 a week, and it's got a general yield of around 4.1%. Baxter's been in the news in recent times because there has been a proposal by the federal government to electrify the train line from Frankston through to Baxter, just here behind the shopping centre. So it's not confirmed, it hasn't been approved, it is a proposal, they're doing a business plan around it. If that was to happen, we would see a significant lift in values in the area. So it's certainly a suburb to keep an eye on. Regardless of the train line though, it still is the entry suburb into the Mornington Peninsula. It still is very, very affordable, and it's a great place to start your investment journey or get your first home. Today we're looking at two briefs. One is for a Sydney-based client who is looking for a property that we can develop into 2 or 3 units, preferably 3 units to 4. So we've got a property that we're going to go look at in Sommerville, and then we've got a overseas client from Hong Kong. They're based in Hong Kong, dual residents that are looking to purchase a lifestyle property on the Mornington Peninsula for when they're allowed to return. But they're ready to purchase. So we've got a budget there of $8 to $10 million, and we're looking for something with sea views, so direct water views. It doesn't have to be right on the coast, but it needs to have a glorious sea or water view, Western Port or on the Port Phillip Bay as well. I mean, everybody's talking about this property boom. The property boom, it's not like there's 10 new properties hitting the market every week or every day. It's really been driven, that's one there, it's really been driven off such low stock levels. Is better than ever interest rates being so low. The lack of good stock is what's driving up those prices and making my job challenging, because we have to just work that little bit harder. You can't sort of rest You know, you need to be proactive, you need to be calling the agents, you need to be on a daily basis, you need to be doing that, and just looking at everything as soon as you get word of it. So as soon as we find out the property is coming to market or is on market, we've got to get out there and view it as soon as possible, because things are selling in only a matter of days. At the top end of Baxter, you will find your acreage properties. We're standing out the front of 229 Baxter Trudon Road, which is approximately 8 acres with a nice 5-bedroom home on it. It's currently quoted at 2.6 to 2.8 million, and this is your top end, and this is surrounded by obviously your rural acreage sites here in Baxter. So we've arrived here in Sommerville. Now, if not from around the area, you wouldn't even know that Sommerville even existed, but you do. It's a big suburb in between the Mornington Peninsula. It does have a seaside part of it. It does run down to the Western Port Bay, but it doesn't have a beach. It's not a beachy suburb as such. So here, like Baxter and like many of the surrounding suburbs, what you will find is your traditional residential, some small hobby farms, small acreage, right the way up to your market garden type properties as well. There's 3 schools here, all government schools here in Sommerville. You've got 2 major shopping centres just here on Eramosa Road. It's also on the Stony Point line as well, so runs along, next station up from Baxter. And look, it's a family suburb, lots of parks and reserves. You've also got easy access to all the beaches down the southern part of the Mornington Peninsula, or just over onto Port Phillip Bay as well. So a great suburb, entry level here. It's a perfect first home buyer suburb as well, and so close to everything. Located 65 k's from Melbourne CBD. It's still within an hour's drive. Or about an hour 25 via train into Frankston, onto the electrified service into the CBD. Yeah, but look, we're going to actually try and have a chat with some of the locals and get some of their insider knowledge about Sommerville. So let's see who's going to be willing to talk to us. Hello, how are you? Are you a local Sommerville resident? No, I'm not. Oh, hello, how are we? Are you guys local residents here in Sommerville? Could we steal you for like 2 minutes? Hello, how are you? Can we grab you for a quick second? Well, we're here with Ryan today. So Ryan is a local businessman here in Sommerville. And mate, how long have you been up here now? How long have you been operating your business?
Now a couple of years, yeah. So
okay.
We just moved into a factory in Somerville a couple of years ago, and we've been thriving since then. So.
Oh, very good. Yeah. What do you do with yourself?
I actually manufacture remote control car products. We sell online all around the world, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, something a bit different.
Fantastic. Yeah. So tell us a bit about Sommerville. What do you like about the suburb? Why did you choose it?
Why did I choose it? Nice and close. Here's really great for shopping. I go to gym here as well. Nice and quiet. There's not too much traffic around. Yeah, I just like the place. I think it's nice and everyone's friendly, and yeah, it's a cool place to live. So.
Very good, very good. As far as values, property values, have you been watching those closely over the last sort of couple of years?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're looking at buying again, and the house prices just keep going up. So wow. It's kind of a thing of, get in as early as you can kind of thing. But yeah, we're looking to buy somewhere soon. So
Ryan, thank you very much for your time.
Cool,
appreciate you.
Cheers.
We're at Boo Boo's Cafe here at the moment. We're talking with Vula and Adrian, who is the owner of the cafe here. We're obviously doing a bit of a special here on the Mornington Peninsula, and we're in Sommerville today. Tell us about Sommerville. Like, you own the business here, and
I can tell you my brief experience of Sommerville.
Yes.
My brief experience of Sommerville has been all of, 3 days? But I did come through here when I was a kid. My dad ran trucks.
Oh,
and
okay.
I remember like a post office, a railway track, and very little else. I am that old.
Oh, okay.
But now it's developed, it's beautiful. It's nice. The only thing it needs is beach, and I'm good.
Yeah, well, you're not far from the beach here.
Not far at all. Really nice people.
Yes.
Very friendly, sunny people, even if it's cloudy.
Yeah. Adrian, thank you very much for coming out from behind the kitchen, mate. Yeah. So you've been here for 4 years now. 4 years. Yeah. And mate, yeah, tell us about your experience here as a business owner, and obviously how the place has been changing over the last few years.
Oh yeah, look, even from the first time I was here to now, the demographic has changed a little. There's a lot of younger families. It's definitely grown. Populations, I've noticed, has grown, become busier. A lot of bigger properties around the place too. So, but people, mate, big hearts around here. So
Very family friendly.
It is. They look after each other, you know, and like I said, very supportive in tough times, which stood out a lot for me, which meant a lot as well. So yeah,
It's good. The business is doing well.
look, it is. Through COVID, who knows what was going to happen? We just sort of all batten down the hatches and do our best. My chef had to let go of my chef, so I had to learn how to cook in a hurry, mate. Basically, but
Boo Boo's Cafe where we're at the moment. Adrian's the owner operator here at Boo Boo's, and now we've got the
Dino's Deli, Shop 20, just in front of Target.
very, very good. So if you're looking for a true Italian continental delicatessen, mate, Dino's is the place to go here in Sommerville. Dino, thank you very much for your time today.
Adrian,
really
Dino's
appreciate
Deli.
it.
That's
right, Adrian. Thank
Good
you very
man.
much.
All right.
Thanks a lot, mate. All right, so we're having a look at a site for a client at the moment, 73 Guelph Street here in Sommerville. It's typically around where the 3-bedroom sort of market starts, the entry level for Sommerville. The original home's been retained and has been subdivided off, and what we're looking at today is this rear block, which consists of plans and permits for 3 units to be constructed. It comes with full building documents, which means that we can start on this project very, very quickly. So it's just a straight out land purchase with plans and permits. So what I'm doing here today is just evaluating the site. I'm looking at obviously the levels of the site, having a look at the plans while we're here as well, and that's going to help me work out what I think the property's worth and also what we're going to be able to sell the units for. Basically what we have here is, this is the property, the existing home, and then we've got 3 units being built in the rear that we're going to potentially build. So what I'm looking at is just the layout of that. 3 units, 2 being 2 bedrooms, 1 being a 3-bedroom unit. And they will be located in this section of the home here at the backyard. So fencing at the back's probably going to need some work. It's got brand new fencing along this boundary, which is a good thing. That's a money saving thing. It's fairly level. It does have a bit of undulation running down. That's not to worry. It is all pegged out as well, which is a good thing, which means that once we get our building permit, we can start fairly quickly. This is a good entry. What we're looking at here, this is priced at $540 to $590. It's come through an agent that I know as well. It's given me a bit of an inside line on it. So I've got 2 days to essentially make up my mind on whether we purchase this and what we're going to pay for it. But while we're here, I'll just break into the metrics of Sommerville. So entry into the Sommerville market for a typical 3-bedroom home, not on this type of block of land, just a standard sort of 550 square metre block, starts at around 580 to that sort of 620,000. So very, very similar to Baxter in price points. And that will get you just your typical 3-bedroom home. The medium house price here in Sommerville is currently $683,500. That's your median. It's up from $600,000 last year. It's a 13% increase over the last 12 months. So it's done really, really well. It is also a mixed suburb in the sense of you've got your traditional residential and then you've got your broad acreage stuff as well, with chicken farms, market gardens, hobby farms, those sorts of things. So it's a dynamic area, I should say, a dynamic suburb. Something for everything, for everyone. At that entry level, you know, perfect for first home buyers, investors as well. Your unit prices generally start at around that $470,000, and what we're looking at here is we're aiming, well, it's $430 to $470 is the range. We're looking at around $470 per unit here, so we've just got to go do a bit more due diligence around those values that we'll put over the top of the units that we potentially will be building. Hello, can you guess where we are? Are there any clues? Have a look around. You got it, we're in Tyabb, a cute semi-rural little town on the Western Port Bay enclave of the affordable side of the Mornington Peninsula. It's got a great little retail strip, as you can see behind me. It's got everything you need, your IGA, you've got your post office, you've got your news agency, a couple little eateries and cafes, everything you need. While it's a small town, it's really big on education, with a couple of primary schools being Tyabb Primary and Tyabb Railway Primary School, And then you've got the private colleges of Flinders Christian College and Padua College, also located very, very close by. One of the landmark features of this beautiful, cute little town is it is home to the Western Port Airport, which every 2 years throws an air show, which is phenomenal. I've been to it a couple of times. It's a great day out with the family. You've got to get along to it, come down and have a look. The other thing is, it also has the Tyabb train line. So it's on the Stony Point line. It's about an hour 25 into the CBD on the train, or about an hour's drive along the Peninsula Link using the Monash Freeway. So while it's a cute semi-little rural town, it's still got great connectivity to Melbourne and the inner suburbs. Entry into the Tyabb market starts at around $590,000 to $620,000 for a typical 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 2-car home on a 550 square metre block. The median house price last year rose from $600,000 in January and today sits at $730,000. That's a phenomenal 22% increase in capital growth over the last 12 months, and that was in COVID times. At the top end of the market, you'll be looking at around 1 to 1.7 million for your small acreage sites, and units start from around $300,000 to $350,000. Welcome to Hastings, a beautiful little seaside town on the inlet of Western Port Bay. We are right now standing in Western Port Harbour, which is a major activity hub for boating enthusiasts and all your water sport activities, fishing, whatever you like, they've got it here at Hastings. Let's go have a look at the rest of the town so I can show you what this beautiful place has to offer. Hastings is home to 2 major global corporations. We've got Esso here just behind me, which is also known as ExxonMobil, so a crude oil company. And then we've also got BlueScope Steel, just here on what they call Long Island Point. These are 2 of the major employers in Hastings and the surrounding communities. Also complementing job creation in the area is the small industrial zone of Hastings, further back into town. Hey Paddy, how are you Paddy? Paddy is one of the local community statues here in Hastings. We just thought we'd say hello to him today. Hello, how are you today?
Very well.
That's good. Are you guys from Hastings? Are you local to Hastings here?
Crib Point, yeah.
Crib Point, so not too far away, just up the road. I'm Peter from Aussie Investor. We're actually doing a bit of a expo at the moment just on the Mornington Peninsula, living on the Mornington Peninsula and buying and selling real estate on the Mornington Peninsula. Can we steal 5 minutes of your time?
We've been here about 7 years, so we used to live in Mount Martha.
Tell us what you love about it.
Probably the beaches are one thing, but the people are awesome.
Okay.
And it's just quiet, that real community feel.
Tell us a little bit about Hastings. What do you love about Hastings?
Oh, Hastings is very good. People very kind.
Yep.
Yeah, and weather is very cool.
Yeah. Mate, tell us about what do you love about this area?
The forefront. I reckon the forefront's pretty amazing. The ability that you can actually go for a fish without too many people. Hospitality in the area as well is a nice sense of hospitality. Keeps that regional and rural distinction.
You know, it's a good place to live by, especially by the coast. So lots of beaches come around during summer, which is really handy, and public transport as well, which makes it better for those younger ages to go down to. I play football for Crib Point as well, and yeah, the whole community around there is pretty good.
Your kids go to the local schools or anything like that?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We go to the Hastings Primary School and Devonport Primary School, yeah.
Oh.
Everything about this town is awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing from people. And what about the local schools and that sort of thing?
The schools are fantastic. Great community support with all the schools around here. Local businesses support the schools as well. It's really good.
One of the things that we're sort of highlighting here is that it is the affordable side of the Mornington Peninsula, because a lot of people sort of think that the Mornington Peninsula means millions of dollars. But you can still get in. You can still get in here in Hastings.
Yeah, and it's got lovely, you've got Western Port Bay out there. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. If you've ever been out on Western Port Bay, it's lovely. You're 10 minutes across to Phillip Island, Cows, all of that. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. So Cape Schanck sits right in the middle. We've actually shown you the more affordable side of the Mornington Peninsula, and now we're going to switch over and go and have a look at some of the more luxurious properties that the region has to offer. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about affordability. Standing out the front of 124 Cape Schanck Road here in Cape Schanck. This is a lovely 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage home on about 885 square metre block of land. This is the middle of the market. It's currently quoted at 850,000 to 925,000. So very, very affordable in a great seaside location. Check it out. So now we're going out to Shoreham to look at a acreage property for a client that's based out of Hong Kong. It's wanting to secure a Mornington Peninsula property with water views. We've got a good budget of 8 to 10 mil. It's a lot of fun, but it's also, you know, it's quite challenging out there for buyers at the moment, and it's challenging for buyers agents as well. You know, it's all a bit of a race. So you've got to be able to move quickly, as I said before. And that's certainly what we're able to do. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a wrap on episode number 3. Key takeaways from this episode have been that you don't need to be a millionaire to buy your piece of this beautiful region. But in a fast-moving market, you need to be quick. And if you need some help buying your first home, your next home, or your investment, we would love to help you. Next week, join us. We're going to show you the more exclusive side of the Mornington Peninsula. But that's enough for now. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.